Hey everyone, this is Raiden with Raiden Mods, and I'm going to be walking you through the installation process on the Super Geiger Sign mod for the Pro, Premium, and LE editions of Godzilla. So in your kit, you're going to have the main mod itself and then an extension USB cord. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take this bolt and this screw off and remove this whole piece. Then we'll flip the table and you're going to decouple the wire harness that connects these three lights and the strobe light. If you have a premium, if you have a pro, you don't have the strobe light, but we're gonna decouple that from the play field and then we're gonna install it into the Super Geiger mod. So. There's going to be two screws that hold this sign on. You're just going to take those screws off and remove the sign. And then when you have this wiring harness decoupled from beneath the playfield, you're going to pull it out so that you're left with just this plexiglass piece. So once you remove the wiring harness, it's going to look like this. You want to make sure that you keep these lights in the same sort of configuration. Now if you have a Pro, you're not going to have the strobe light, but if you have a Premium or LE, you will have that strobe light. We're going to install this into the back of our Geiger mod. So these are going to go up here, and then this is going to mount right here, and there is a additional bolt that's provided that will allow you to mount that in place right there. So once we have these placed where we want to, we're going to use the screws that originally held the lights into the sign, minus the nut. You don't need the nut. And we're going to screw these into the back of the Geiger. So this is our battle light. That's our upgrade light. Just make sure we have these lined right up with the lenses that are there. And this is our outline light. And if you have the strobe, you're going to take this little bolt that's included with an Allen wrench, and we're going to screw this in place. Okay. So we're going to feed all of these cables into this porthole. We're going to start with the main original wire harness. And then I'll use this for the two red LEDs. And lastly, the USB cord for the 5-volt power supply that powers the LCD screen. Okay. Now we can attach the Geiger to the plate starting with this back ball guard. Once that's removed, put this right here. Here. Put this back on. All right, and we're going to line that hole up. Okay. So now we can feed these cables into here. Make sure they all go down into the play field so you have no slack. And I'm going to loosen this back bolt up again, just because that hole isn't perfectly aligned. Let's see if I can get better alignment on that. There we go. Okay. Very good. So I'm going to use a smaller Phillips to put this side screw in first. Then lift this up a little so there's clearance for the screw to be started, this bolt. And using an 8mm wrench, I'm just going to carefully tighten it down. Okay. So next we're going to want to take the USB extension cable that we have, and we're going to plug it into the back box and then run it through to the bottom of the cabinet. Plug it into this open USB port, and then I'm just going to run it through this side hole that goes straight into the cabinet, and then we can pull it through so that we can connect to our Super Geiger. So once we have the LEDs plugged back in for the main sign that was already there, we're going to take the cord for the two red LEDs, and we're going to take this plug down here, which is for the red strobe light behind the Mecha Godzilla. We're going to separate that. We're going to plug it in line like that. And then this last cable is the USB power supply, which is going to run out of the USB off the backboard and give it the 5-volt power that it needs. Alright, so you're all set.
The damage to the city is astronomical.